Hello everybody, this is Feetvlog, and this Feetvlog is called the 2010 Pennsylvania primary results. The results were pretty good for the most part. I realized there were other primaries, and I want to congratulate Rand Paul for winning in Kentucky. And we also need to observe what's going on in Arkansas with Blanche Lincoln being forced into a runoff election. But for those of you who don't know, I am from Pennsylvania, so I naturally have an interest in the Pennsylvania primary since I was voting in that primary. But anyways, I don't want to congratulate Joe Sistak, but I want to just relish in the defeat of Arlen Specter. Arlen Specter has always been nothing more than interested in his own personal power. And that ambition is what brought him down. You know what would have really saved Arlen Specter? If he had simply voted against the stimulus package that the president proposed back in 2009. You see, it was him voting for that package that ended up causing him to lose will with the Republican Party. So when he lost that goodwill and saw that he would not be able to win in the Pennsylvania Republican primary, he switched parties. So it was all about his personal power. It was not about the people. It was about him. It was all about him. And to Joe Sistak's credit, in the commercial that you're about to see, in the campaign ad that you're about to see, he really puts it together pretty nicely.
I'm Joe Sistak, the Democrat. I authorize this message.
My change in party will enable me to be re-elected.
For 45 years, Arlen Specter has been a Republican politician.
Arlen Specter is the right man for the United States Senate. I can count on this man. See, that's important. He's a firm ally.
But now,
My change in party will enable me to be re-elected.
Arlen Specter switched parties to save one job. His, not yours.
Now, this ad really, like I said, really put it nicely, I think. And in switching parties, he thought that he could just sort of take over the Democrat side. But they didn't want him. They naturally wanted one of their own. And that was a wise thing, in a sense. But they saw what we have always kind of known on the conservative side. Arlen Specter is all about Arlen Specter. He's not about the people. He's about him. So, I mean, the people are a secondary in his life. His political desire is the primary interest of his life. Now, there was another election that was being observed. It was the district that was represented by the late John Murtha, who was kind of a scumbag in his own right. And the Democrat, what was interesting in this situation was that the Democrat won, but he could not run as a liberal. He could not run as a liberal. He had to run as a conservative. And by running as a conservative, it was the only way that he could win. Now, he did win, but that was the only way he could win. He had to run as a conservative. Well, I would say that even though he won, those of us on the conservative side won a philosophical battle there. You're only going to get that district if you run as a conservative. And that's exactly what occurred. So even though the Republican Tim Burns didn't win, I am okay, I guess, to a certain extent, because philosophically there was clearly a conservative victory there. So, and I believe that since this was a special election to fill out the rest of Murtha's term, he still has to get re-elected in a relatively short period of time, so he doesn't really have any time to vote left-wing. So we'll have to wait and see. I think that this year he will not have any room to vote left-wing, and I don't think this district is going to give him any room to vote left-wing. Well, anyways, then there's the governor's race. A gentleman by the name of Dan Honorado. He's the county executive of Allegheny County. He won the the Democrat nomination, and John Corbett won the Republican nomination. Now, John Corbett is kind of interesting because he said something that was kind of controversial, and that's that the Constitution is somehow a living document. He buys into that, which I strongly disagree with as a principle. But I'm okay with him winning the nomination, and the reason why pretty much is because, you know, the Attorney General was up for re-election in 2008, and he won in Pennsylvania during a period where Obama was just sweeping over everything. And it was, you know, you would think that a Republican would not have a chance in heck of winning, but he won. He won in November of 2008. While all the other Republicans around him were dying or falling off, he was able to hang on. And I think that says a lot about him and about how strong of a person he is. So I think that the right guy got that job, or got that nomination, and I do look forward to seeing him as the next governor of Pennsylvania. Well, that's about it. Thank you for your time, and leave some feedback down below where the comments are. And take care. Bye.
That time, the discussions were underway. I'm told that Senator Specter sort of signaled to Democratic leadership that he might be open to the idea of switching parties. And then the leadership in charge of sort of managing elections for the Democratic Party really wanted to court Arlen Specter. Everyone was looking at the polling data back in Pennsylvania, saying that it did not look good for him in a GOP primary. So here is part of what I am being told that Arlen Specter will get. The Democratic Party is vowing not to field a candidate against Arlen Specter. In money and in message, the leadership of the Democratic Party will fully support Arlen Specter.